Hi guys, nice to see you on my Mountain Blade Bannerlord gameplay video. I want to say right away that I had no desire to create a new character just to make this video. Sorry, I'm just too afraid to start over. It reminds me of how many times I've started different games. Like the number of past attempts to create a good character to make this video. Namely, 1. In fact, for me, Bannerlord is a great way to feel like a person who has some power. Just pay attention of how preciously and accurately the process of tax collection is shown. And after people have voluntarily and peacefully paid all their taxes, which of course will spend only on improving the lives of these same people, you can send help to our friends who have decided to slightly expand their sphere of influence. It's nice to understand that we are all equal before the law and God. Just look at all these people who decided to help my friends capture this castle. Evaluate how they go into battle on foot. Do you think the fact that I'm on a horse is a bit out of the picture? You don't have to think like that. I also wanted to go on foot, but as soon as I got off the horse, I immediately felt the weight of my giant balls and realized that I simply couldn't get off the spot. Wow, but you know, after the first flying arrow, I realized that they are not so heavy. I better not hold my head so high. By the way, didn't I mention that in addition to my great modesty, I'm also a master archer? And also, forget it, no, there's no need to mention it. Only a true leader can go to the front lines and lead his fighters to attack. Look, I'm about this leader, this guy. Hey, look here, you're my hero. And yet, when it comes to fight, I very rarely give up. There were moments when I was alone against dozens of enemies. I don't think it's worth clarifying that they were all tied up and behind bars, but still, the fact is the fact. The position of prison warden has its own conventions. By the way, in an honest vote, which of course I had no influence on, everyone agreed that the castle should come under my rule. Why can I refuse such generosity? Hey guys, wait, I want to trade. Where are you running to? Do you think that I can offend ordinary people who earn a piece of bread with a hard work? I don't know if the developers intended such a design of this landscape, but it leads me to certain questions. And one of them is, how can I save my eyesight? In general, I wanted to become a trader since I was a child. And in the end, everything turned out that way. If you thought I was robbing these people, you were wrong. I just held a meeting with my supplier. I am the most famous wholesale buyer on the market. I am so famous and respected that all merchants give me goods for almost nothing, just for a few lives. Like and subscribe, and also write a comment if you also support small business. Honor is the most important thing for a knight, and because of this, we simply could not help our friend who was being attacked by an incredible horde of hundreds of thousands of enemies. It is also worth noting that there were far fewer of us, but we were not afraid to enter this unequal match. The battle was very difficult and bloody. Everything was so chaotic and unclear that I even shot one of the commanders using a bow in close combat. Another feat for me was an attack on a hyper-ultra secret hideout of the world's most dangerous robbers. Just look at them. Fierce beasts, encased in armor that can tear you apart with just one look. It was my duty to destroy this disgusting mold on the body of our planet. Still, being a knight of light is a very difficult fate. Just look at how these scum are running to do more bad things to civilians. But I was still able to shoot them by looking them straight in the eye. When we decided to collect some taxes from local residents, the enemy army held a marathon? What are you doing? As any contest? And here came the battle that brought me triumphant glory. In fact, I didn't even realize at what point I turned it into such a killing machine, but the fact remains. Enemies fell from my blade one by one, and that's even with the condition that the only blade I hold in my hands is the one I used to shave my incredible beard. When the battle was over, I decided to leave the army and go to the nearest city to sell all the goods that my suppliers gave me. In general, I can say that I earned quite a good amount, but this did not surprise me at all. Looking at me, it immediately becomes clear that I have quite good trading and negotiation skills. And here, when I went on another assault on the enemy city, I was shot by the army of 3 enemy nobles. I got into a situation where there were twice as many enemies as my troops. This dirty scum decided to attack my peaceful diplomatic squad without even looking at my ambassador's credentials and diplomatic immunity. The battle was terrible. Blood flowed like a river, and in this desert there was no place left where I could not grease my designer's boots. But strangely enough, the advantage was on my side, and with minimal losses we inflicted just critical damage on the enemy, from which they do not recover so quickly. Meanwhile, peace has come, and I will no longer be able to motivate residents of another country to make voluntary contribution to my pension fund. Because of this, I decided to do what all medieval dignitaries usually do in order to earn some money and fame: fighting without rules. In fact, I was doing very well. Didn't I say that before I gathered an army of bureaucrats, I was engaged in battle in arena when I earned my first big money? Of course, I didn't say, because I gathered my army even before that. But the holiday did not last long. Another war began. And of course, I could not refuse to show the scumbags their place. And of course, I could not refuse the donations that the inhabitant of any country will give me, whom I will of course come to save and liberate. The first battle did not take long. The first thing I did was to be greeted with a spear hitting me in the shoulder. And then, after several skirmishes in the meadows and several of my combat sorties, enemy did go on the attack. And he met his fate. Another fight after that. I even got off my horse to stretch my legs a bit. And I even managed to knock some to the ground, because my soldiers simply did not give me a chance to fight one-on-one with the enemies. And now a little about the genius of the detection of my alias. How many battles do you think it will take for 10 knights to be captured? The answer is very easy. 1. Thank you, friends. I am very glad that I will keep the boundaries of our lands alone. Which, by the way, happened. At first I was engaged in saving a village with some very strange lava and blood fields. And then I came to the edge of the village with the most unsightly trees I even seen. I just don't understand how to move here. Lord, help me not to die because I leaned against a tree whose trunk and can't even see. In the meantime, I replenish, I exchange found and collect belongings. And what to say is that the video is coming to an end. Like it, subscribe to the channel, and I wait for you in the next videos. Bye.